So I'm just making a quick little video of the evolution of my car washing system. I bought this Karcher a while ago. I don't know, I was looking at pressure washers and there wasn't really too much on them back then. So I picked up this Karcher one that I liked. I saw the reviews and thought it was pretty good. At the time I knew nothing about the hoses and how terrible the hoses are that came with it. Plus they were proprietary. Thankfully I was able to find an adapter right there that converted it from the Karcher fitting to the M22 standard fitting. That allowed me to pick up a hose reel, which I got here. I bought this from Amazon. I think it was the Apache. Well, it was labeled as the Apache something. It's the same general pump, but the cool thing about this one, it actually comes with the pigtail hose and the fittings for it, so you don't have to buy anything extra, which was pretty awesome. And then I had purchased a 50-foot 3/8 inch Kobrajet hose. I bought this online from like Pressure Washers Direct or something like that. They had I don't know if it was a fluke, but the price was only $69.99. Normally these are $100, so I bought it right away. The price actually went up like the day after I bought it, so I guess I lucked out there. So it's a 3/8 inch hose and a 3/8 NPT threads and stuff on there. So this is actually not a live swivel, but because it's a swivel, it allowed me to put this through and tighten it right into the hose reel. I bought a Mosmatic swivel. I was gonna buy a gun that had the swivel on it, but I figured, you know what, let me get a separate one just in case, and I'll try it out and see how I think about it. And so I haven't used this yet. I literally just put this together. So, but you know, I did test it real quick, and under pressure, it turns perfectly. So that should be pretty nice. That's the problem that I had with the Karcher hose. It just bound up. That fitting doesn't rotate whatsoever because it's not even cylindrical. It just plugs in one way. And I love the pressure washer. I mean, it's actually really good. It's got tons of power. It keeps everything pressurized. When you shut it off, it's completely quiet. But it's just the hose just kind of was a deal breaker. But man, that fitting is like a life changer. It made this thing like so much better that I can dump all the Karcher accessories. So yeah, so I got that, and I put the Mosmatic on swivel on. I got your regular old MTM SG28, not the non-swivel one, because you know I figured I got this one, so that's fine. Quick connect there, 3/8. Quick connect there for the 1/4 inch. And then so this is my little manifold of water. So I got hose coming out there. And you'll see that there's two coming out. So the one on the left is actually not a hose going out. That's actually an input, and it's just kind of the way I set it up using cheap Home Depot stuff. So this is actually coming in, going up there, and I have it right now going into this thing right here. So this probably makes no sense to anyone, but I'm actually using this. I've had this set up for probably like 6 years. That is a garbage can that I use as a makeshift tank for reverse osmosis water. So you can see that blue line going in there. So what I did, if you go down here, and I'm not gonna move all that stuff, but you see coming out of the hose spigot, I got that red line. So that's the hard line going into this reverse osmosis system. So it's got 3-stage filter, sediment, carbon, and actually, sorry, 4-stage sediment, carbon. Then it goes on that top there, which is the reverse osmosis membrane. And then that last one on the right is actually a set of resin beads that removes whatever residual dissolved solids that might be present. The nice thing about this is that the RO by itself gets it damn near zero by itself. So if you look at this guy right here, so I'm moving that to the left. So that's actually set up to measure the output coming out of the RO filter. And you can see right now it's saying 19 parts per million. It's actually, you know what? I don't even think it's actually running right now, which is why it's reading higher. Normally, right out of the RO, I'm in single digits for parts per million. And then when I click it to the right, that's where it gets the output coming out of the resin beads. And it reads 0. It's saying 2 right now because it's not running, but when it's running, it's 0. So essentially, I've got this tank that has no dissolved solids whatsoever, and so I use this as my rinse water, sometimes even my wash water. You know, if I'm just doing a car, I can do the whole thing with I could usually do like 1, maybe 2 cars with this tank worth of water. And it is completely spotless. So after I'm done washing the car, there is basically there's no spots whatsoever. I just take a leaf blower, blow off all the big stuff, and then that's it. I just park it. I don't even dry it, and it comes out great. That's kind of why I did it years back. I wanted to avoid the CR spotless systems because that resin was expensive. The great thing about this is that those beads last forever because of how well the RO system works. And you know, you can get a couple of years out of the resin in this thing, no problem. And even if I didn't run it, I'm pretty sure coming out of the RO alone is probably low enough that you wouldn't get spots if you let the water dry in your car. So that's kind of what I did. It works out pretty well. This RO DI system was actually super cheap. I mean, well, relatively speaking, it was like $179 or something that I paid for it, and I've had it for like 6 years now, 6-7 years, something like that, and it's still been going great. I change out just like the sediment and carbon filters, which are super cheap every now and then, but other than that, I mean, it works great. You know, the pressure washer thing was, you know, I spent a lot of time actually just setting this up and coiling up the wire or the hose and all of that. So I'm really hoping that this guy here does the trick. And just in terms of improving, you know, the use of it and along with that swivel piece too. So just wanted to show how that was set up, and anyone has any questions, just let me know.